If you're the Lakers, you're not walking away from this game too pissed at all. I know they got punched in the mouth big time in that first quarter. I mean, what Jokic was doing in that first quarter, I think he had double-figure rebounds at the end of the first quarter and everything. And in that first half, especially, they were shredding that Lakers defense apart. But once the Lakers got things set and started figuring things out a bit, you walk away from this one and you're not too pissed they shot it efficiently from the floor. This is one of their better offensive games of the postseason. 55% from the floor, 46% from three. They made 88% of their free throws. I'm not too pissed if I'm a Lakers fan right now.
Yeah, see, I'm not really that mad either because their defense to me wasn't that bad. If you see some of the shots that the Nuggets were hitting, you would be like, ain't no way. Like you had to be going into later into the game was like, there's no way they can keep making these shots. And guess what happened? They started missing. Lakers got back in the game. Yeah. So I really, like you said, this is if a moral loss is a real thing, I feel like this is one because you walked out of that. They walked out of that game knowing we might have had something because in the fourth quarter they didn't shut the Nuggets down, but you can see the Lakers started to make adjustments. Darvin Ham started to make adjustments. He put Hachimura on Jokic, and that kind of gave him some fits, and they kind of figured something out, and that's why they made it a close game towards the end.
I like that a lot. That was probably the most notable adjustment of the game was Hachimura on Jokic and letting AD kind of play help defender, and it helped a lot. Jokic didn't do as much, in the paint from a scoring standpoint late in that fourth quarter. But, one thing I did like, though, kind of going earlier in this game was the AD and Jokic battle. Like, I know you can look at one guy, AD had 40, Jokic had this insane triple-double, but, their plays on one another when they were guarding each other, you said it in the chat, they were getting buckets on each other.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Like
buckets.
Jumpers, yeah. And then both of them really didn't have, I know Jokic had a couple of pretty good stops on AD, but both of them had their way against each other. And we've been kind of waiting to see that elite big man battle, for a minute, especially on this type of stage. That's that reason why we wanted to see Joel and Jokic in the finals is because we wanted to see that battle. And we finally got that 7-footer, that big man matchup, with this series, and it didn't disappoint. I know, you said, they went with Rui Hachimura late in that game on Jokic instead of having, AD as that on-ball defender playing single coverage on him. But when they guarded each other, that was there's a point where they were literally going back and forth with those shots. I need 7 games of that, bro.
Oh, yeah. I think seeing how this game ended, I think we're going to get 7 games because this proved to me, at least from the Denver Nuggets side, no lead is safe. No wonder, and probably from the Lakers side too, because the Denver can shoot the hell out of the 3-ball. So probably in this series, no lead is going to be safe. Yep. Unless you're winning by 30, I'm not going to be concerned. But if it's a 20-point lead, I feel like whichever team is down can still make that a game because for some reason, Austin Reeves in the fourth got hot. I don't know why Denver was struggling to guard him on wide open threes because what they would do is they would double team LeBron and it would leave somebody open, either off a pick and roll or just off a regular screen, and it just leaves him wide open in the corner. He hit I think 3 or 4 threes in the fourth. Got him up to 23 points. But yeah, this is going to be I feel like I just have a feeling this is going to be a classic series just based off the first game. Because when you got two players going back and forth, AD had 40. It might seem like he might have outplayed Jokic. You can debate that. Jokic had 32, nearly a triple double if he didn't. But because I left that second, it was going to the second half. I was like, damn, he already got. No, was it after the when did he have 15 rebounds? Was it midway through the second?
I know he had about 15 rebounds at half. I know that much.
Basically near the half, he had 15 rebounds. I had to look. I was like, what? Yeah. I was like, let me shut up.
Yeah. No, the way this game swung, like you said, at the end of the first half, it was like, yo, Jokic is owning Anthony Davis. But then it's the way he responded. Like, by the end of this game, you don't know who outplayed who. This was a 40. It's tough to say a dude got outplayed if he scored 40, right? Like, it's just really tough. And like I said, they were getting enough buckets on each other. It was really good seeing that. And, for Denver, kind of going back to them, we talked about those shots. The Lakers are going to have to get off to better defensive starts because Denver got a lot of amazing looks. And that credit to that offense they run. It's so tough to guard. And I think that's why the Lakers got punched in the mouth so early in this game is you're almost in shock at how efficiently those guys move. And Jeff Van Gundy made a great point. They got, for most of that game, excluding late in that fourth quarter, you can count on one set of hands, right? How many bad shots they got. Denver did not shoot a bad shot in those first 3 quarters at all. Like even talk about the Jokic. Jokic had made that step back to, in the third quarter, whatever the case may be.
Bullshit.
That was some bullshit. Even that Murray shot was some bullshit. But that team is so good at getting efficient looks on such a consistent basis. That's why it's such a challenge guarding them. You could feel that early on. The Lakers it felt like early, and I know they made the adjustments, but early it just felt like they had a tough time, as most teams would. They had a tough time figuring out how to keep them from running that motion and getting the shots they got. They got so many efficient looks. It's crazy.
Yeah. I wouldn't say that they got great looks at times. I would say they definitely made tough shots, because in that third quarter, I've never seen, it was in the second quarter too, but in that third quarter, I swear I saw everybody on the floor, hand in the face, elbow all in their chest, almost getting fouled. KCP was looking like Ray Allen. Michael Porter Jr. was in the corner shooting contested shots with a hand in his face. Jokic was hitting sides, step back, sling behind my back threes, looking like Larry Bird.
Yeah.
Like, Jamal Murray hit a shot on LeBron. I was like, "There's no way." I was like, "We gonna lose this game." Because when shots go in like that, it's just like, I don't know what else you can do. Because even AD, when Jokic hit that shot, he said, "Damn."
Yeah. It says it's about great teams is you can't let them get in rhythm, because if you do, they're going to start making those types of shots happen because you got efficient shots early.
True.
You know what I'm saying? So you don't like that's the worst thing to do is let them. I'm really surprised the Lakers were able to bring it back this close, because this is the last team you want to play like down against, right? And that's credit to them. They got it back against what I think is the most dangerous offense in the NBA. I mean, between them and the Warriors, usually when the Warriors are on their shit, those are the two most dangerous offenses in the game. For them to play behind with a team that had so much rhythm and shot so efficiently, that's going to set the tone for the rest of the series. This Lakers team has no quit. That game felt like it was over. It was a 20-point game in the third quarter.
That's what I'm saying. But you know what the concerning thing, if I'm the Denver Nuggets, the Lakers really aren't a comeback team like that. Maybe they can come from down 8 or 10, but when you watch enough Lakers games probably over the last, at least the LeBron era, when they're down 20, most of the time they don't come back. That's just they fold. They're just not that type of team. When they're down 20, they go down 30 or 35. I've seen that many times. So when they came back, I was like, even if they lose, even if they lose, I don't care, because obviously they found an adjustment that is working. And look for it to continue when they start the game. I guarantee they're going to probably they might start Rui. I'm going to be honest. Because it made that much of a difference.
It did. And as much as I like seeing those two guys go one-on-one, I don't know if we're going to see as much. I mean, Mark Jackson made the point in the game. AD is going to have to, if they go single coverage on Jokic, AD is going to have to figure that out, because it's back to the Jokic thing and defending him. I like the strategy where they kind of had Hatchimer on him and kind of let AD kind of defend the paint and everything like that. So that they're going to keep going with those 5 shooter lineups to do everything they can to keep AD out of the paint, because they had some success. I know they got to open Jeff Green look by going with 5 guys out there who could shoot to just try to keep AD out of the paint. But if you're going to, this what makes Jokic so dangerous is you can't go single coverage against him. Or you can't go double coverage against them. So you're good. So if you're going to go, you can't do that at all. So if you're going to go single coverage, that guy's got to be AD, and AD's got to be able to figure out how to get some stops. This is the biggest defensive test for Anthony Davis in his career. For one of the most dominant or most well-known defenders in the league today.
Yeah. But if you're going to say Anthony Davis got to figure something out, Jokic does too.
Yeah.
Because Anthony Davis had 40 points.
Oh yeah.
And the only difference, I'll say this, the only difference in basically to me, because I look at the stats, I see that Denver made a lot of threes. They made 50% of their threes. Lakers made 45% of their threes. So you figure, damn, why the Lakers even lose? Because they were shooting 51% from the field, and Denver was shooting like, I think 53 or whatever the case may be. But where they lost the game was offensive rebounds. Lakers got 5 and Denver got 15. And I guarantee you they probably got, if I'm just guessing off the rip, just probably 25 or 20 second chance points, especially with those threes, how they was hitting them. So that'll lose you the game right there. So I think that's where they lost the game with rebounding for sure.
Yeah, for sure. And hopefully they can figure it out. And I remember, Mark Jackson making the point where they were like, AD's not boxing out as much. He's just leaking out. So they're good. So what they got to figure, rightfully so, it works. I mean, that's kind of, what his MO has been since joining the Lakers. But figuring out the boards and that battle's got to, because letting Jokic rip down a rebound and then go full court on any end, ripping down a rebound and then being able to just come down and make a play, that's really tough to guard. So the rebounding thing is something you're just going to have to figure out. Like you mentioned, those offensive boards killed them. I don't know how to fix that. I don't know who you put in the game to fix that. Yeah. I don't think they've got a guy who they could put out there to fix that, to maintain defensive
They kind of have the Warriors treatment. Sometimes you think the opposing the center on your team is just allowing offensive rebounds to happen, but when you're a 3-point shooting team, I don't know if you notice this, you have a lot of long misses.
True.
When you shoot a lot of threes and you miss, it's going to hit the back of the iron. Boom, go all the way back to the free throw line or the 3-point line. That's hard to get a rebound off of. I'm just being honest. So it isn't always about, oh, they got to get more down in the trenches. They got to get down low and really want the ball. Sometimes those long misses are impossible to get. Yeah. And I feel like that's what happened, to be honest.
Yeah. Big time. And kind of moving to Austin Reeves and really the Lakers role play. Like this, if I'm the Nuggets, I'm worried. Because this is an amazing game from the Lakers team. Guys made timely shots. Hachimura was great. Like, you talk about their role players. Austin Reeves is a timely player. Like, I never thought I didn't think we're going to get to this point. We know the people on Instagram got at us about this. I didn't think he was going to be this good, but he's really he's been one of the most reliable shot makers from a role player standpoint this entire postseason. And Hachimura was awesome too on both ends. So you can get this type of play from your role players.
It just proves we might have been, I'll say this with a straight face, we might have been wrong about Austin Reeves, but it's an exception to us being wrong about it. I will say he looks better within this offense because they picked up better players. When you have better players around you, that make you look better too. Because they were dependent on him to do some things that were just unfair. Like, you can't ask undrafted player to damn near be your third best player on the team sometimes, all the time. Like, he can be your third. He's proved to me he can be your third best player on some nights, but they were asking him to do that all the time with the trouble they had with Russell Westbrook. So that was just unfair, especially from an undrafted player. But now that they got Ryu Hachimura, they got D'Lo. D'Lo is a streaky shooter, but you can look for him to show up at your home games. Schroeder is, I'm be honest, sometimes he pisses me off. Not gonna lie to you, but some games he has great games sometimes. And then Lonnie Walker has come alive late. You got Vando, his offense has really kind of went down, but he still can give you like great minutes and great defense. I'm kind of looking for him to get more rebounds. I'll be honest with you. That's the player I'm looking to get more rebounds. I don't know if they can kind of figure out a way for him to play, I guess, more power forward, stay more in the lane, but then he guards some of the best opposing teams guard sometimes. I don't know how they're going to do that. They just might have to toughen it out.
Yeah, I did notice that. I kind of feel like Vanderbilt should be a little bit more involved on the board, especially if you're going to have 80 leaking out as much. And you can run them out there. I mean, my whole thing is if as long as you can figure out a way to guard Denver's going to put 5 shooters out there. So as long as you can figure out a guy who you can put in there to help you on the rebounding edge and also keep your defensive edge and not give up a bunch of shots on the 3-point line, do it. And I think Vanderbilt could be a guy to help on the board. So we could see a little bit more Vanderbilt involvement, moving forward, and then maybe you try to throw him at some different guys. I know they tried to get him on Murray a couple of times. I don't know. Like, I think we should. I feel like we should see more, because he kind of went quiet after a couple of those games that we saw, in the second round. You know what I mean? So I feel like we should have better Vanderbilt moments this postseason, because he was real hyped up, and rightfully so. But I feel like this series should be a big one, for him. Played, like, I feel like we should get a little bit more from him this series.
Yeah, because he definitely had, when he got traded to the Lakers, his regular season for what they were asking him to do was great. But then he got to the postseason, I felt like some of it might have been on him too, but I felt like his role kind of diminished. Rui Hachimura started to outplay him. I'm gonna be real with you. That's what happened. Rui Hachimura started to outplay him, get more shots. Rui against Memphis, he had some 20-point games. He was hitting every three, and he's earned that role. So the coaching staff has to do a better job of kind of getting him involved, to put him in the right spots for him to get those rebounds too, because like I said, he's defending a lot of the opposing team's best guards. Yeah. So it's kind of hard for him to commit always to the basket and get a rebound unless the guard drives on him. Like, if they're shooting threes, you expect him to run that fast to the hoop. So it's a difficult thing to adjust. Yeah.
His usage definitely went down. 10 minutes tonight, game 6 against Golden State 4. There were a couple of 30-minute games turned to like 15 to 10 minutes. So his usage has been pretty inconsistent, but that happens in the playoffs. But maybe, like I said, he can continue to give you a physical edge out there. Maybe throw a different look at Jokic with him out there. It'll be tough because he doesn't really have experience in a series guarding a guy like him. But it'll be interesting. But as I said, the Lakers, one of those games where, if you're Denver or if you're the Lakers, you walk away like, they felt us. You know what I mean? Denver felt the Lakers tonight, and you know, they set a tone for the rest of the series. And I think it's going to be super interesting seeing what they continue to do defensively. They had something that worked on the MVP late in that game. It didn't shut them down, but they had something to help them get some momentum. So I think just figuring that out moving forward is going to be fun to watch. But offensively, like I said, you couldn't ask for a better game with the Lakers. It's a matter of getting off to a better start, and that's it.
Yeah, they'll get off to a better start. Like I said, Lakers shouldn't be worried. I know they lost the game by 6 points, but they were down 20. For you to storm back and literally were a shot. Austin Reeves missed the three, even though he had a great fourth quarter. And LeBron missed the three that he normally makes. He was 0 for 4 from three tonight. His 3-point shot, I don't know what's going on. It's low-key broken. But those are shots he normally makes. So it's a lot of things you can walk away saying, okay, we were down 20. If I would have made that shot, I know if is a crazy thing to say in sport, but that's a legit if. Like they could legit win into overtime.
Yep.
It's right
for
there.
Sure. For sure. Yeah. Anytime like I said, if you're playing from behind against this offense and you bring it all the way back, I'm scared of you the rest of the series. Like I feel like Jokic knows it. Jokic knows what he's in for the rest of the series. This Nuggets team knows they're going to be in for a fight. You know, like I said, I'm gonna say it again. To play from behind in Denver, right, against this offense, and they're not missing shots. Now the question is, can you rely on this? Because it also came down to Lakers offense. The question now is, can you rely on this Lakers offense to play this well the next couple of games? Yeah, that's
what different fans can say back at me, and I don't have nothing to say. Can I depend on Anthony Davis to score 40? I don't know. Yeah, because I didn't expect him to score 40. Maybe he scored 40 because he know he's going up against a opposing center that is 2-time MVP. Because when you see him kind of struggle, is when he takes the other opposing centers like slightly. He like, man, I ain't worried about him. I don't got to put up numbers like that. But for some weird reason, when you see him in the regular season, even though Joel Embiid's in the East, when you've seen him play him, that's when he's had his 40 and 50-point games. When he plays people like Joker, it's so. If you go play your best and you go play your best against the one of the best centers in the league, hey, I'm down.
Yeah.
Is what it is. Hope. I don't know. I hope. But the thing is, though, the Lakers also, they are a good home team, too. They haven't lost a home game just like Denver. I don't think Denver.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's going to be crazy.
So that's the crazy thing. So something's going to have to give. I think the Lakers will still game. This is what I think is going to happen. I think the Lakers will still game 2. But game 3 is going to be up like 50-50. Because, like I said, the Lakers are a great home team, too. They haven't lost. So they're just as good as at home. Even if Denver goes up 2-0, I'm not going to be completely worried. Because, like I said, the Lakers are a great home team. They're 6-0.
I think after game, what game was it that you realized, like what game was in the playoffs where you realized, this Lakers team is for real? Like there were a couple of moments. I think it may have been game 6 with Golden State, but this one stamped it. Yeah. Like I was like,
Denver, I said Denver it wasn't with Memphis. I didn't take Memphis serious. It just didn't seem legit. I really thought we should have swept them when we let them go. But it was with Golden State. I knew it was legit. We won game 4. Yeah, we went up 3-1 because normally those are type of LeBron's on certain teams. Those are the type of games he let go. He doesn't normally. If you look at his career, he doesn't have a lot of 3-1 leads to teams like Golden State's. Maybe he does when he was with Cleveland against like the Hawks, against the little brother team. He didn't always spank the behind or whatever. But not against Golden State. You've never seen him have a 3-1 lead against Golden State. Yeah. So once he got that, I was like, hold on, Lonnie Walker balling. So they created a good team around him. Finally, seems like so. That's when I knew it. Yeah. It was either this game, it was either game 6 against Golden State, but this one was like, okay, this team could actually win the title because down 20, you come back down 20, that says a lot, and especially in that environment. Come back down 20. It kind of goes back and forth at 6 and 5, whatever. Austin Reeves makes some big shots because I'm gonna be honest, when he was shooting those, I didn't expect him to go in. But then he started hitting them. Yeah. Then the last one he missed, I'm like, damn, I knew he was eventually gonna miss one.
I'm surprised at how reliable he's become. I'm not saying he was bad before, but he is legit one of the most reliable role players this entire playoffs.
That's why people say confidence is key, because when you lose it, you have nothing.
Facts.
Confidence can make you do some crazy stuff.
Yeah.
And sometimes you might luck up, maybe not even luck up, but you just work hard at it enough. You got confidence, you pull it through. That's just how it works.
Facts.
I wish I was confident. I'd be an MVP. No, I'm just playing.
Right.
I ain't stupid.